Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I hope you enjoyed my game stream tonight on the Gaming Nerd 2516 channel. It was for the Resident Evil 5 gameplay. I got pretty far in it, so I hope you did enjoy it. But I'm returning to you tonight for a premiere video, and this is for Underoath's next studio album review for The Changing of Times that I just got done listening to for this new, not new album, but this next Marathon Studio album review uh, in their discography. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this album and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this review. Now, I really enjoyed When the Sun Sleeps. That was a really good song. I wasn't feeling for the screams Dallas Taylor was screaming. And this is the last album he's featured in, of course. And then they get Spencer Chamberlain for the fourth album, which is for their Only Chasing Safety. And hopefully I might like that album. I don't know for sure. I'll just have to wait and see come Thursday or whenever I get around to it. But basically, When the Sun Sleeps is getting a 4.5 out of 5. It's not a bad track. It's a good way to start the album, for sure. Then comes Letting Go of Tonight, and for a minute and 52 seconds, you just hear Dallas Taylor screaming, mostly. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't sound that bad. It's sounding a little bit better with his vocal cords, and you can understand a little of what he's screaming, but not to the extent of really knowing what he's screaming. Some of it you can, some of it you can't. But basically, I gave Letting Go of Tonight a 4 out of 5. Some of the screams with Dallas Taylor is a little off-putting in some ways. Like, a little dismissive. Not to the point where I hated it. I'm sorry, this cat is wanting so much attention. And all that. But A Message from Adrian was a decent song, too. I gave that a 4 out of 5. I didn't hate that track as much. I'm glad that Aaron Gillespie's doing the drum work in this, and the synths and keyboards are sounding pretty good in this album. So is the instruments, meaning the guitars and drums, like I said. And yes, like I said, this cat wants so much attention. My cat, Angel, or whatever, is wanting so much attention. Yes, that's right, sweetie. She's right there, so yeah. Um, Sorry about that. I was just messing with my cat or whatever. But basically, Never Meant to Break Your Heart was a pretty alright track. It's a decent song at best. The screams from Dallas Taylor can be a little underwhelming at times, but for most of it, it doesn't sound that bad. So his vocals are sounding a little better, in my opinion, but not to the extent where I really love it. So, like I said, this is the last album for him to be featured in, and then he leaves the group in 2003. But yeah, The Changing of Times, the title track, is not a bad song. It's decent. Then comes Angel Below, and that's where the album starts to die down a little bit. Not to where I hate it, it's just some of the next tracks, like Angel Below, The Best of Me, Short of Daybreak, were average songs. They weren't perfect, but in my opinion, I think they were. It was something, at least. The Best of Me was kind of irritating with some of his screechy screams, with Dallas Taylor's screechy screams, but it's like they're trying to divert from deathcore to like metalcore and deathcore with this album. And it doesn't sound bad, but yeah, it's a better album for sure. This is a better album, in my opinion. It's better than the first two albums, that's for damn sure. Um, but that's what I think. If you guys enjoyed the first two albums, that's great, but I personally didn't. Honestly, I think they were underwhelming and really bad. Um, but Short of Daybreak was an average track. Not the best song, but it was fine for what it was. Alone in December was the last song on the album, and that was a step up in the right direction to kind of close this album out. But we get to the last track, which is 814 Stops Today, and that was a pretty alright track. So, overall production, mixing, and execution, this album was average. This was a better album. I highly recommend you check this album out if you haven't listened to it yet or whatever. And yes, this cat is getting a little bothersome, so I don't know what she's doing. My cat Angel, of course. Was her moving around and all that. But yeah, overall, I think Underoath, the Changing of Times album, was an average listen. Definitely check it out if you haven't listened to it. It's, in my opinion, it's average, but if you guys enjoyed it, that's great, because this is a highly praised album than the first two. The first two were quite disappointing, but this was a better step in the right direction. Even Dallas Taylor's screams were not as bad this time around. So for a score, I'm going to give Underoath, The Changing of Times a 7.5 out of 10. This was an average listen. I hope the next few albums that I'm going to be listening to with the vocalist Spencer Chamberlain that comes in the band in 2003 sound a little better. But hey, we'll just wait and see how it sounds. I'll just wait and see how it sounds come Wednesday night when I get ready to premiere it and all that. But anyways, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of Underoath's third Marathon Studio album review I did for you guys for The Changing of Times if you've heard it. And if you enjoyed this album review I made for you guys tonight for Underoath, The Changing of Times, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I wanted to do these Underoath album reviews this month due to the fact that Voyeurist is coming out January 14th. So, yeah, it's coming out very soon, like about 10 days from now. That's not very far away. And I do have a little video to make for you guys tomorrow morning. So it's about the Weeknd's new album announcement and all that. And I'll reveal what my initial thoughts are on it and what I think of it. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this Changing of Times album review for Underoath. I did what I could to make it as good as possible. And yeah, I'll have some more videos coming out as soon as possible. I'm gonna try to get a movie review done tomorrow night if I can. Um, so definitely stay safe, guys. Take care. I hope you enjoyed this album review for Underoath, The Changing of Times. And yeah, I'll definitely see you in my next video.